Hello, everybody. We are back in the Raglan Shebeen podcast for Irish American Heritage Month. And I have not only a friend to introduce you to tonight, but also a very talented musician, which we're going to talk about. And his name is Sean O'Caja.
Ashley, thank you for having me.
An
Appreciate
absolute pleasure.
I'm excited.
So tell me now, where did we first meet?
At John DeVoy's, but at Davy Holden's little history rebel song get together there now. Loved it.
Loved it. We love you, Davy. We better say hi to him, right? He'd be wondering if we didn't say hello.
Hi, Davy. How are you?
Hi, Davy.
We're missing you here now.
Well, we are missing Davy, but he'll be back soon enough. So tell me, the last time we met, someone took Sean's shillelagh home by mistake.
Yeah, by mistake, now,
whoever did it, we're still looking for Sean's shillelagh.
I'm looking for you.
Okay, as am I.
I know what that shillelagh looks like,
So it will be returned to Sean sooner or later.
Sure, but I got another one now anyway, so it's all right. It's grand.
Where did you get the new shillelagh from?
His name is McCafferty. I think he's out in Kerry, if I'm correct now. But he does a load of the shillelagh stuff.
So
shillelagh maker anyway.
I'm just presuming everybody knows what a shillelagh is.
So it's a blackthorn stick. It's got to be hardened for X amount of time, dried out, all that. But sure, back in the day, it was used as a weapon.
It's a walking stick stroke traditional Irish weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the smaller versions would have been a weapon. And then the longer ones are obviously, your casual walking cane and stuff like that, but just in the same style,
Well, either or, there's some man walking around New York City with Sean's shillelagh and we want it back.
Yeah.
And we're going to
find you, boy.
We'll find you. We'll find you. Okay, so tell me, on Instagram, we go by the name Astral Phantom.
Astral Phantom, yeah.
How did you think of this name?
So I was into a lot of spiritual stuff back when I first made the name. Still am, as well as space and alternate dimensions and crazy type of stuff there now.
Oh, I would say so, yeah.
Moving through dimensions. But I always felt like my music could transcend dimensions in that sense. Like when I first started, I would make a lot of like meditation music and just very soft, spacey type of stuff. And now I make all types of things,
So when did you start to learn music?
Oh, Jesus. Started tin whistle at a very young age, funny enough. Then ended up moving to the trumpet, say middle school. Didn't like it, gave up on it, and then gave up on music for a good few years. Say I didn't get back into music then until around college. Mm-hmm. And then when I started taking music production classes, and just doing the digital side of music, just making music on the computer and stuff like that. Had a good few different mentors throughout the years that really showed me the ins and outs, which thank you to them. I don't talk to many of them anymore, parted ways and different reasons, but...
So I'd say probably the style of music that Sean has now, there's very few people in New York City or the planet who actually is able to mix traditional Irish music with electronica. Is that something that I'm describing correctly?
Kind of. So it's not something that I've really fully touched on. I've touched on it a little bit now. I usually do a lot of hip hop beat making stuff. I have a bunch of different hip hop songs out and about on the streaming platforms. I have some EDM stuff out there. On SoundCloud, you might find one or two of my old experimental Irish to hip hop or Irish to EDM out and about, but working to get more into that.
Cool. I've listened to it. I really like your work. I think it's very, very interesting, very, very good.
Thank you.
So you have a huge Irish connection. You are the son of two immigrants.
I am.
Where are your parents from?
So my mother's from Santry, Dublin.
Lovely.
And then my father's from Kamar, Galway. So east and west there.
Very good. So we had a little conversation earlier with our other guest, Kiva, tonight about, different, countries and how things are very different in some countries and, they're the same.
Yeah.
So tell me, when you were a child, what made you so different from all the other kids that you were the son of immigrants?
I'd say right off the bat, I think I knew the Irish national anthem before I did the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh my God.
Right off the bat, 100%, and nobody knew the Irish anthem except me, except maybe one other friend.
I don't think I know the Irish anthem.
I can't sing it in Gaeilge now, but I could sing it in English. I know it in English, but I couldn't sing it in Gaeilge, sadly.
Yeah, I couldn't sing it in Irish either.
But just a bunch of different stuff. We'd always go to Irish events.
And what neighborhood did you grow up in when you were little?
So I grew up in a small village called Greenwood Lake up in Orange County, New York, within the town of Warwick.
Oh.
So in the mountains, it's in between the mountains. There's a little lake in between the mountains up there. I grew up on just a slight mountainside off the lake,
Nice.
Gorgeous area. Not much to be doing except nature.
Making music.
But music and nature is all you're really going to be having up there now. But
so when you get to Ireland, what is the first thing that you have to do?
Run into the cobblestone.
Run into the cobblestone?
The cobblestone in Smithfield.
Oh, right, it's a bar.
Yeah.
No,
so it's a great Irish traditional bar. They do some great music there. But my granddad, Frank Bryson, used to sing Sean-Nós in the bar. Wow. And they have his photo up now on the doorway when you go in. So shout out to the Mulligans over there. They're absolutely fantastic, keeping the music and tradition alive, and fair play to them.
Very good. Have you ever drove in Ireland?
No, but I might be doing it this year.
You're a very brave man.
Supposed to be.
Hope you like potholes.
I may give a drive attempt up to Donegal from Dublin, so we'll see how that goes.
Very
And I haven't driven now in general for a good few years, so it's going to be weird.
Now you live in Brooklyn, right?
No, I live in the Upper East Side of Manhattan now.
Sorry.
So, no worries. So I haven't really touched a car now in a good few years.
Cool,
so
that's better off. So where do you like to hang out in the Upper East Side?
I'd say Five Lamps is my local. Shout out to the Five Lamps and the boys over there. And sure, I'm always going down to Ernie O'Malley's, and I'd like to give a nice shout out to Joe. What a legend of a man, and of course John DeVoy's as well.
You better have said John.
Which they're only a block and a half away.
Yes,
so,
we're actually very close to each other.
Yeah. So if I'm stopping into one, I'm stopping into the other.
So what is your favorite menu item from John DeVoy's?
Oh, Jesus. That deep fried cheesecake is absolutely
the dessert.
Nuts. Stop it. Stop. My
so
God.
Good.
Oh.
And then the last time
I dream about it sometimes.
So the last time that you were in John DeVoy's, you had oysters as well, which I know you love.
Well, the missus had oysters.
Okay.
I'm actually allergic to sea fish, but the missus had oysters. I had, what is it? Is it the, it's not brisket or something, but I forget what I had now. No, the stew. I had the stew. The stew was absolutely fantastic.
Good to hear.
Yeah. Oh my God. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Insane stew. I haven't had a good stew like that now in years.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. It's good that we're hang out. Let's do a block and a half away.
Yeah.
We get to see all the good stuff. So tell me, in New York City, as an Irish American, where is your favorite place to go for culture?
For culture? Oh, Lord. There's a lot now. There's one. To go for culture really depends. I usually like to go to trad sessions. I'll go to trad sessions. My regular place for trad sessions now would be the Laurels. Shout out to Kevin at the Laurels. He does a good trad session down there now. Fair play.
A trad session being, of course,
Irish music, but instrumentals, concertina, of course, which I love to play myself, But good tunes. There's a good few places around there now that'll do that. Swift also does that. Swift Hibernian.
Yes, they do. So how many musical instruments do you play?
So I have the tin whistle that I'll do, concertina, and the low D whistle, which is just a bigger version of the tin whistle, but it sounds more towards the sound of a flute.
I see. Very good. My father plays the trombone. He travels all over Ireland with his group playing the trombone.
What a legend.
He's
that's got to be a hard.
He is a
that's got to
legend,
be
my
a
dad.
hard instrument to be playing.
It's very hard to listen to when you've had a very late night the night before and he's deciding to do scales at 9 o'clock in the
God,
morning.
I could imagine.
You don't want to know.
Imagine.
Anyway, so we were discussing with Kiva like words that, you know, are very different from country to country, and this phrase came up to me and I just thought it was so funny because it's just, how do you translate it? And the phrase is, the Craic is 90.
Okay, so the Craic is 90. To put it in more, I'd say, American terms, you would put it more towards the party's popping, it's jumping. It's a great load of fun. You know, if you look at the movie Project X or something, Craic is 90 right there, you know. You know, that's the best way for the Americans to understand that, I'd say, you know.
So another question for you. What is your favorite Irish music song?
Oh, there's a many.
So many.
Jesus. I'm going to have to go with James Connolly. 100% James Connolly.
That's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful song.
It always gets to me. Always gets to me. One beautiful song. It's a labor man. And I really, the story behind it is just...
Right. I think my favorite song is also from the same time, which is the 1916 Rising, which is Grace, which is a beautiful song.
Oh, God. Listen, I was belting that out the other night. My God. Because I caught the young wolf tones there. And Haswell Greens and Derek Warfield, great man, belting out Grace. Couldn't help myself but join in.
Yes,
you know.
Beautiful. Bring a tear to your eye.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So what has the Irish Arts Centre done for you?
So I'll have to give a shout out now to Zora Code from the Irish Arts Centre, a great teacher of mine for the concertina there. But I've also taken Gaeilge lessons there at the Irish Arts Centre.
Very good.
Haven't been keeping up, sadly.
You're doing better than I am.
Trying to find a daily use for it. But Siobhan from the Irish Arts Centre is also fantastic as well.
Very good.
You know.
Very good. So I've never had anyone play a musical instrument on my podcast before, which I'm super excited about. Before you get to your concertina there, have you any questions for me?
I do.
No, you don't. You're going to make something up.
No, I do. So when do you want to get back home now yourself? Do you want to move back? Or are you looking to stay?
That's a controversial subject.
It is. I know.
That's controversial. I have not made a decision yet. Obviously, my daughter still lives here and I love that. And I love to live here. I love to surf. But I don't know if I'm going to be doing that when I'm 60 years old. I hope that I am.
Oh, yeah. But your daughter will want to be moving back.
Maybe. I mean, she can get her dual citizenship. She can go to college in Dublin or Belfast.
Exactly.
Probably save myself a fortune if she did.
100%.
But I think that's always a subject matter that all immigrants, you know, struggle with. Is like, where do you think you should be and when do you think you should be there? I'm glad I was here in New York in my 20s. Believe me, I had a lot of fun. But
sure, I'm sure you have that classic immigrant longing for home.
Not really, no.
No, do you not?
Well, I've been here so long, and then, you know, I love everybody at home, and I have so many friends and so many family. But, you know, I look at the life that I'm living over here. I got interviewed yesterday by one of the editors from the New York Times. I got to do this podcast with you and Kiva and others as it comes up. I get to hang out with Jason Belksy in the studio every once in a while.
So you're having the Craic, basically.
The Craic is 90. So I am happy at this time frame that I am in now. I am blessed. I get to bring up my daughter in both worlds. But to answer your question, I don't have an answer for it.
Yeah. You'll have to play it by ear then, will you?
I'll have to play
Fair
it by
enough,
ear.
Fair enough.
Swinging in there with another Irishism, I'll play it by ear. Well, thank you so much for bringing your concertina. I would love if you would play a song on it for us.
100%. Let me try to adjust the mic here now so I'm not blaring into the...
You'll be okay.
You sure? Okay. I'll give you a quick tune there now.
Good man.
Messed up a little bit there now because this is probably my first time playing in like a on-camera setting, so a little bit nervous, but you know.
I think you did great. I think you did very good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. Well, if you want to find out more about Sean's wonderful talent for music, his Instagram is at Astral Phantom.
Yeah.
And he has lots of wonderful stuff coming up in the Irish American community. So follow him.
You can find me on Spotify, Tidal, every single platform. Sure, I'm on iHeartRadio, Pandora, everything. Like, you know, just give me a look up. You'll find me.
Keep the good work up, Sean.
I appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you.
God
you
bless.
as well. Thank you.